The return of a V6 engine to the Toyota Tacoma lineup in 2027 marks one of the most significant shifts in modern midsize truck strategy. After years of downsized turbocharged four-cylinder engines dominating the segment, Toyota appears to be responding directly to customer demand, bringing back a naturally aspirated or hybrid-assisted V6 that, honestly, many enthusiasts and traditional truck buyers never wanted to lose. This isn't just nostalgia, it's a calculated move rooted in reliability concerns, real-world usability, and a growing backlash against overcomplicated powertrains. The 2027 Tacoma V6 represents a blend of old-school durability and modern engineering, and it may reshape expectations across the entire midsize pickup category. Why the V6 matters more than ever. For years, automakers pushed smaller turbocharged engines as the future, promising better efficiency, more torque, and improved emissions. While those benefits are real on paper, the actual ownership experience has been, well, a bit more complicated. Many truck buyers found themselves missing the simplicity and predictability of a V6. Turbo engines, while powerful, often introduce more heat, more stress, and more components that can fail over time. For a vehicle like the Tacoma, known globally for its rugged reliability, that trade-off didn't sit well with longtime owners. The return of the V6 signals Toyota's recognition of three key realities. Truck buyers prioritize durability over innovation gimmicks. Naturally aspirated engines still deliver unmatched consistency. Real-world reliability matters more than lab-tested efficiency. Experts in the automotive industry have pointed out that mid-size truck buyers are not the same as sedan buyers. They often keep vehicles longer, use them in harsher environments, and value mechanical simplicity. So, what engine is Toyota bringing back? While Toyota hasn't fully detailed every specification just yet, insiders and industry analysts suggest the 2027 Tacoma V6 could take one of two forms. First, a naturally aspirated V6. It's refined, a modernized version of Toyota's proven V6 architecture, likely focusing on improved fuel injection systems, higher compression efficiency, reduced internal friction, and enhanced cooling systems. This would really appeal directly to purists who want reliability above all else. Second, we have the hybrid-assisted V6. This is actually the most likely scenario. Toyota's hybrid expertise could elevate the V6 into something far more advanced. An electric motor would assist low-end torque, improve fuel economy without sacrificing power, give instant throttle response, and reduce strain on the combustion engine. Honestly, this setup could deliver the best of both worlds, traditional feel with modern efficiency. Now, let's get into some expert insight. Automotive engineers widely agree that hybridizing a V6 is far more effective than pushing small turbo engines to their limits. A hybrid V6 operates under less stress, which means better long-term reliability and smoother performance delivery. Alright, let's talk performance expectations where power really meets practicality. So, the biggest advantage of bringing back a V6 is honestly how the truck performs in real-world conditions. Now, when it comes to expected power output, industry projections suggest somewhere between 300 and 350 horsepower and about 350 to 420 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, that's even higher with some hybrid assist. But honestly, those numbers only tell part of the story. The real benefits show up in daily driving, like linear power delivery, no turbo lag, and no sudden spikes. That means better towing confidence, consistent torque under load, improved engine longevity, slower stress per component, stronger off-road control, and of course, predictable throttle response. This is, exactly what Tacoma buyers have been asking for, usable power instead of just peak performance stats. So, how could the 2027 Tacoma V6 impact the market? Well, the return of a V6 in the Tacoma could trigger a ripple effect across the whole industry. Some potential outcomes. Competitors might reintroduce larger engines, hybrid V6 systems could become the new standard, and buyers may just start shifting away from those turbo-only options. Basically, this move challenges the old assumption that smaller engines are always better. Now, let's get into some expert analysis. Some analysts actually believe the industry may have moved a little too quickly toward downsizing. The Tacoma's V6 comeback could represent a correction, blending efficiency with durability instead of sacrificing one for the other. And speaking of improvements, let's talk about interior and technology. The 2027 Tacoma is expected to be fully modern inside, a modern truck, but with a classic heart. Expected features include a large digital infotainment system, advanced driver assist technologies, improved cabin materials, and enhanced connectivity. So, Toyota is likely aiming for a balance, keeping the rugged DNA intact while, upgrading the overall driving experience. The emotional factor, why buyers care so much. There's also an emotional element to this story. Truck buyers often develop strong attachments to their vehicles. The V6 isn't just an engine, it represents trust, simplicity, and proven reliability. The backlash against turbo-only setups wasn't just technical, it was emotional, and Toyota seems to understand that better than most. Final verdict, a smart return to form. The 2027 Toyota Tacoma V6 isn't just a nostalgic throwback, it's a strategic evolution. By bringing back a V6, Toyota is acknowledging that not all innovation is progress. Simplicity still has value. Reliability remains king in the truck world. Why this matters? This move could redefine what buyers expect from midsize pickups. Instead of chasing trends, Toyota is focusing on what actually works in the real world. Expert conclusion, if executed correctly, especially with a hybrid-assisted setup, the 2027 Tacoma V6 could become the most balanced midsize truck on the market, a benchmark for durability and usability, and a direct response to years of customer feedback. In an industry increasingly driven by complexity, Toyota's decision to bring back the V6 might just be the smartest move of all. This created a rigid structure that prevented the crankshaft from flexing under load. Most engines use just vertical bolts, but the 2JJZ use 6 bolts per cap. Overkill? Yes. Necessary? No. Bulletproof? Absolutely. The oil pump was oversized for a 3.0-liter engine. It flowed enough oil for a 5.0-liter V8. Why? Well, because Toyota's engineers assumed the worst. So, they basically assumed customers would go 10,000 miles between oil changes with, just cheap oil. They figured people would even run the engine low on oil. That's why they designed the pump to handle neglect that would honestly kill other engines. And the turbochargers, that sequential twin-turbo system, were complex, expensive, and honestly, just over-engineered. The small turbo spooled at around 1,800 revolutions per minute, giving instant response. Then, the large turbo took over at about 4,000 revolutions per minute, providing that top-end power. The transition was seamless, because Toyota used a really complex vacuum and electronic control system that, believe it or not, cost more to develop than some companies spend on entire engines. But here's what's fascinating. Toyota's engineers didn't design any of this for performance. They actually designed it for reliability under the worst possible conditions. The fact that it could handle over 1,000 horsepower, that was just a side effect really, an unintended consequence of paranoid over-engineering. Here's what most people don't know. Toyota never wanted the 2JZ to become a tuner icon. In fact, they actually tried to stop it. In 1997, the same year Taishi Nakanishi presented his findings to management, Toyota made a calculated decision. They would discontinue the Supra. Officially, the reason was sales. The Supra was expensive, and, sales were declining.